All right, all right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's Kenny J with G.O.B.E Trade House. All right, I want to welcome everybody to Coffee in the Morning with G.O.B.E. We do this call every Monday through Friday at 10 a.m., giving you motivation, inspiration, and strategy. All right, I see a lot of our members on right now, our foundation. We have a lot of new members on right now as well, just getting started inside of G.O.B.E Trade House. I definitely want to welcome everybody to the call. All right. Guys, we actually are coming off another live session last night. I think we had a very good live trade session last night. We marked up about 6 or 7 solo alerts, I believe. We had some really good communication on there. We ended up taking the trade, taking the Euro USD trade. All right, we did take a loss on that trade. However, there is a lesson to be learned in that trade. We're going to go ahead and pull it up and see what happened there. So with the run up the bag challenge, guys, the run up the bag challenge is a marathon, it's not a sprint. Okay, the run up the bag challenge is a marathon, it's not a sprint. It's a compounding challenge. That's a combination of 30 trades to grow your account. All right, right now we're currently on trade number 6 on the run up the bag challenge, which should be a separate account that everybody should be trading from. All right, 4 out of 6. And I was saying yesterday, guys, continue to stay inspired, continue to stay disciplined. We still have 24 more trades to go, okay, in this run up the bag challenge. And I suspect we're going to have a really good closing and a really good ratio closing to the end of the month. I remember last month, guys, the run up the bag challenge, we started off going 7 for 7. Quick second, there's some noise back there. There we go. Last month, starting in December, when we first started, we set a big goal to see if we could close out the month at least at 90%. We started off 7 for 7 out the gate. Everybody was excited. Everybody's winning the trades, and then we hit a wall. Right, we actually ended up losing 3 trades back to back. All right, and I remember when this happened, some people started trading on other accounts. Some people got off of their run up the bag challenge account. A matter of fact, if you were to participate in the run up the bag challenge last month before G.O.B.E Trade House was independent, let me get a 111 in the chat right now. If you participated last month and you took pretty much all 30 trades, okay? Now, let me ask you another question in the chat. If you were doing the run up the bag challenge last month, and when we took those initial first 3 losses, how many people in the chat deviated off the account and started trading elsewhere and not necessarily compounding? Give me a 777 in the chat if you deviated from it. Listen, I did it as well, but I didn't do it because I didn't believe in the trades. What I did was I started trading XRP on the account. I went crazy on XRP. That was my fault. And I started to get addicted to XRP, and I just started to make money on the run up the bag challenge trades on a separate account. So I made a lot of money on the trades. Okay, now how many people get? Let me get a 888 in the chat if you regret deviating from the run from those trades after we went 24 for 24 to close out the month. Let me get an 888 in the chat. Okay, let me go ahead and get an 888 myself because uh, most of us who started off, we would have actually ended off that month at 90%, which means whatever account balance we were at, if it was $60 or $80 or $100, we would have ended off that account with several $1,000s if we would have continued to compound, okay, and continue to stick with it. Okay. Our master analyzers, guys, whenever we enter a trade, we enter a trade with confidence. We're entering a trade on our 8 confirmations. If the market, if it pulls back and it goes in a separate direction based on your confirmations, you got to understand you can't win them all, right? No one is 100% perfect. You will have some losing trades, just like last month. But again, it's all about a ratio. It's all about how many wins you're going to get and how many losses you're going to get out of a body of trades. But the only way you get that is you got to complete the body of trades, right? You got to continue to go on your path so you could get a turnover ratio, okay? And that turnover ratio is going to equal profit and growth for you as it grows, okay? So closing out the month, guys, stay consistent, okay? Stay disciplined, revamp your account or start from where you're at, okay, and just continue to take the run up the bag challenge trades, set your parameters, and let's live with the results and trust the analysis and see how the full month plays out. And that way you can have a full body of results and data on this particular challenge. Because again, if you look in the chat, there was a lot of people last month, a lot of us who deviated, and a lot of us who, if we would have stayed consistent, and we would have loved to do that, because we saw these trades hitting right in front of our face, and the style and the way that we trade, we're going to have way more wins than losses. And if you continue to stick to the challenge throughout the end of the month, I think a lot of people are going to realize that, and to see that it's going to be a great run. And not only that, it's a test, okay, but it's also a testimony. So you could actually use this as a testimony once you complete this challenge, and you can see where adjustments could have been made, so you can make better adjustments the next time there's a challenge, so you get better, okay? In life, in anything in business, there's always going to be setbacks. There's always going to be obstacles, okay? But what it is, guys, it doesn't matter when these things come about. It's about how you address these obstacles. Are you going to stop? Are you going to keep going? Are you going to make adjustments? Okay, a plane may go off its path, but as long as it's still going to reach its destination, it doesn't matter if it goes off its path. Okay, you got to get to your destination. Now I'm going to talk more about this in a while, about completing your goal, completing your destination. Okay, because a lot of us are just getting started in the business, and from a trader's perspective, especially experienced traders who's been trading for 2, 3, 4 years, I'm telling you guys, it's worth it to get to a point to understand these markets. And it's something that you want to commit to, and make a commitment to yourself of how long do I want to give myself to master this skill. Okay, and we're going to talk more about that. But before we do we have any new members? If this is your first time attending a Coffee with G.O.B.E call, let me get a 111 in the chat. If this is your first time attending a Coffee with G.O.B.E call, or you're just now getting started in G.O.B.E Trade House, let me go get a 111 in the chat. All right, we got a few new members. Okay, we have Carlos, Natson, Meg, welcome. Anthony, welcome. Breeden, welcome. Wright, welcome. Wow, Iris, welcome. Iris, welcome. And while we do this, guys, if you don't mind actually putting your location in the chat too, whatever country, city, or state that you're in, where you guys coming out, where you guys from as well. G.O.B.E Trade House, we're international platform. We're all over the world. Okay, Anthony B, Florida. Okay, awesome. So we got a lot of new people in the house. We got San Diego, Cali girl living in Houston. All right, all right. Amber, New Jersey, right, is from Vero Beach, Florida. Bloomfield, New Jersey. Dickinson, Texas. We got Port Arthur. One of our master analyzers, Joe, is from Port Arthur. Awesome. Awesome. All right, guys. So G.O.B.E Trade House, you know how we do. Let's give our new members some positive energy. Unmute yourself. Let them know, welcome to the family. Welcome to our trade community. Welcome to the family.
Welcome to the family.
Glad to have you.
The family, congratulations for taking the first step towards your financial freedom.
Welcome, Carlos. Welcome, America.
Welcome, family. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, guys. All right, we want to, in G.O.B.E Trade House, we try to create an environment where you celebrate it, not just tolerate it. We know life could be hard. This world has a lot of negativity in it. Okay, so this is a trade community where our culture, we try to create a positive environment, a winning culture, okay, of supportive people. And my best advice to all the new people here who are just now getting started on their path, on their marathon towards financial freedom, we have other people in this network who has been here for some time, who has gone through some of the bumps that you're going to experience along the way. And my best advice for you is to network with these people. Send them messages. If you see someone having success or a certain level of understanding, go ahead and network with these people. All right, send them a message. Okay, and you say, hey, you know, I want to know more information about what you're doing or how you're having success. All right. And there's a lot of things that you could learn from people who's actually been having experience in the group. So networking, that is a key. Okay. Your network is your network. In the G.O.B.E Trade House, we have a strong network. We have a strong family. All right. Family culture here. So definitely, guys, I want to welcome you to the family. And let's go ahead and make this thing happen. Let's set big goals because they're achievable in this $7.7 trillion a day market. Okay. Which is currency trading, which is a Forex industry. All right. Okay. So before we start getting into some of our topics for today, I wanted to start off with talking about the commission payout, okay? So let's go ahead and talk about the commission payout. There's a lot of people who are earning commissions. If I'm not mistaken, we have about maybe around 90 people who have earned a commission within the first week of launching G.O.B.E Trade House, okay? So that is powerful. 90 people have already established a residual income within the first week of launch, which is extremely powerful, guys. So we're super excited about that. And G.O.B.E Trade House, the thing with our compensation plan is you actually are going to, hold on, I think we have Bruno, I think you're doing a screen share, if I'm not mistaken. You might want to take yourself off screen share.
Do I have it on still?
I think so. Everybody else see Bruno smiling on the front page?
No, I'm not really seeing a screen share.
There it goes. Okay, I think we're good now.
Okay, yeah.
It could be the view. Just give me one quick second. One quick second. Could be from my screen. All right. So when it comes to the commission payout, again, we have a lot of people who are actually earning a commission. So this is how we're going to do the commissions within this first week, moving on to next week as well. So the cutoff time ends at Sunday at midnight. Okay, so whatever commissions that was earned from January 1st, all right, until this past Sunday at midnight, any commissions, any members that you brought in G.O.B.E Trade House, whatever your percentage cut was, whether if you're a new member or you're somebody who already started passing the numbers where you start earning a 50% or more, okay? It's a cutoff Sunday at midnight. Those numbers have been calculated with our commission tracking system, okay? And you are going to be compensated this Friday, okay? So everybody, the first payout will be on January 15th. You will be compensated this Friday. There is an add-on that will be added in the back office, which is going to be our merchant very soon. We actually have a few merchants that we're paying out with. And the few merchants that we're going to be paying out with within the first couple weeks, number one, we have PayPal mass payout. So if you have a PayPal account, then we could actually pay you through PayPal mass payout, okay? And so some of the people that are earning commissions, we're going to be reaching out to you guys and to get a way the way that you would like to be compensated within this first couple weeks. And very soon there's going to be an add-on in the back office where you can select it yourself. And that's going to make it easier for us. But these first couple of weeks, until we get that add-on in the back office with our merchant, we just need to know which way that you want to get paid. So we got PayPal mass payout, okay? We also have Cash App, all right? Bitcoin and Zelle, okay? So these are the 4 ways we could pay. And of course, we could also mail a check. So these are the five ways that we could pay you initially: PayPal mass payout, Cash App, Zelle, Bitcoin, and we can mail a check for your residuals. All right. And within these next couple of weeks, we're going to land we're landing a merchant where the goal is to have folks to have an e-wallet and even a company debit card added in the background. So we could actually send that to you and upload funds directly to your company debit card. All right. So G.O.B.E Trade House, as you know, we just now launched on the 1st. So there's certain approval process that we're going through to go ahead and get approved for this particular merchant. All right. But it's a very clean merchant, very trustworthy merchant. And we want to make sure that it's a long-term partnership because we plan to grow pretty large globally all over the world. We want to make sure that there will never be a problem with payouts or commissions or anything like that, right? So we want to make sure we have the right merchant so we never have to switch and go into the back office and do any type of system updates. We could have the right merchant from the beginning, all right? But the whole one of the main goals eventually of G.O.B.E Trade House is to become a complete digital platform, right? Using cryptocurrency as well as one of our leading ways to compensate because it's fast, it's efficient, all right? And there's a lot of different ways to get your money globally when it comes to cryptocurrency where there's no holdback when it comes to receiving your money. You could be in China, you could be in Australia, right? You could be in Europe, it doesn't matter. You know, a cryptocurrency payment, it comes very quickly, and also to receive funds very quickly as well. Anybody who's recently registered, you may have saw that people could actually register through Go.B Trade House through cryptocurrency as well. All right, through our Coinbase Commerce platform. So that's an add-on back there as well. So people internationally can enroll without a problem. And folks who are actually international who are earning a payment, the best way for you to be paid as well probably would be cryptocurrency as well. I know PayPal Mass Payout also does international payments too. But again, we'll be reaching out to you guys. And of course, you'll be reaching out to us. And we're going to make sure that everybody is compensated this week. A lot of people are probably going to get paid early, to be honest with you, because we want to go ahead and get off it this week before Friday. But the goal is everybody will be paid Friday. But a lot of people are probably going to end up getting paid early until we can go ahead and get off of the funds that are there. Moving on to this next up and coming week until Sunday, where the next cutoff is, and the next payout will be, I think the next Friday, if I'm not mistaken, is the 22nd or the 21st. So we have to look at the next Friday after the 15th. But so the 15th is the first payout, and then every week after that, it's going to be a payout every single week, whatever you earned in between that Sunday to Sunday. Okay. So commissions, that's how commissions are going to be handled. And eventually, as I said, guys, just be patient as we grow. We're going to have a particular merchant. We're looking for a merchant with the e-wallet where we can either pay through cryptocurrency or have a debit card, company debit cards for people, especially U.S. citizens. All right, probably a Visa, MasterCard, debit card for e-wallet uploads. All right, so it could be really easy to receive funds right away and receive your residuals. All right, so that is commissions. And next, I want to talk about quickly our Autobot management chat. As a matter of fact, I'm not 100% sure, but is our Autobot manager on today? Is Sherry, are you on by any chance? If you're on, please unmute yourself pretty quickly.
Yes, I am.
All right. We have our Autobot manager on this morning. Everybody, I want everybody to meet Sherry. All right, Sherry is our Autobot manager. All right, she came on. She just recently got trained this past weekend, and she has been doing an excellent job with the Autobot. All right, getting people approved, fixing licensing errors, and I just wanted everybody to just welcome Sherry to Go.B Trade House. And so you can unmute yourself. Tell Sherry welcome and thank you.
Welcome,
Welcome,
Sherry.
Sherry.
Glad to have you.
Thank
Thank you for
Welcome.
Doing, Sherry?
you.
You're doing an excellent job so
Working
far.
with you.
Way to go, Sherry.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you, Sherry.
you.
Keep up the good
You're
work.
most welcome. Thank you.
Most definitely. Thank you, everybody. Sherry, you have been doing a great job with the Autobot. And I know that it is a job because I was doing it for the first week, and it is a job. So everybody, please understand that, you know, that 24 to 48 hour waiting period to get approval for the Autobot is necessary. So if you get approved a little earlier than that, that means someone has been on their job really going and putting in a lot of work to make sure that you get the Autobot as soon as possible. So Sherry, is there anything that you want to say about the process that you're experiencing and anything that the community could do to help you as you're approving people as quickly as possible for the Autobot?
Most definitely. First thing is when you guys send your request with your issues, be clear as to what it is and ensure that the account numbers that you're sending me is the account numbers that was used to register, because I have like almost 3 pages of issues and I spent hours yesterday, and people may think, well, it's taking forever, but I spent hours trying to find these account numbers and they're wrong for some reason. Some of you all might have registered under a demo account or another account number, but the account number that you're actually using for your Autobot is different. So I'm there looking for something that does not exist. So little issues like that, if you can be sure with that info, that would help me tremendously. And I would move way faster and help you to solve your issues. And right now we're having a particular problem with Tammy. And Tammy seems to be very frustrated right now. I apologize, but I finally found your account, and there are like 2 account numbers on there. And then when I actually got in, I'm seeing a totally different account number. So the numbers that were provided, it was just different. So bear with me. I'm working on it, and I should get it resolved for you soon. So just hold on a little bit longer. And that goes for everyone else who is still having issues. I'm just trying to sort it out.
Absolutely. And this is something that really helped organize that particular chat. So as you guys know, the G.O.B.E Autobot management chat, if the purpose of the chat is for folks who are having licensing errors, okay, or folks who may have gotten for some reason missed within the process of getting new members approved. Let's say you were stuck back there for 3 days or 4 days and you're like, hey, I still haven't got my approval. That would be an opportunity to post in the chat and say, hey, I don't know, maybe I got missed, can you check? And then that way she could get your account number or email and see if you were, or maybe it just wasn't added right for whatever reason, because the Autobot process is very specific. If one little thing is missed to sync you to the system, it's going to show up as a licensing error, or it's not going to show up at all. So we would have to go back and create a fresh file for you. All right. So it could be one little small thing, because it is a manual process. Because as you can see, we're making everybody their own file, okay, for the Autobot each time. So it's a manual process. That's what I'm saying. It's work to actually do it, okay, and get you connected to the master account. So with that being said, if we could get people in that chat to help Sherry and just say, hey, I have a licensing error. Here's my ID number and my email. So she could separate you, put you on a different sheet. Folks who need to get approved, and because it's been a few days, then she could separate that, put that on another sheet, and everybody else who are new members who are coming in the Autobot email from your application, then you just have to be patient as she gets through you one by one. All right, that way everything is seamless. And if everybody could please help with that. If you have questions about the Autobot, about how the usage of it, troubleshooting, things of that nature, please reach out first to Jordan Rosario. And Jordan Rosario, he can troubleshoot a lot of easy stuff with the Autobot and give you some strategies with it. And if for whatever reason, if Jordan he's not available for whatever reason, just reach out to me in the chat. But the first point of contact for that is Jordan Rosario, so he could try to help you with that, with customer support and the troubleshooting with the bot. But other than that, Sherry, I want to thank you. You're doing a great job. And I'm pretty sure you're going to have a lot more work to do today. So thank you for all the hard work that you're doing on the G.O.B.E Autobot. I know it's a job because I did it. And like I said, it's just going to take time and getting into a rhythm, and everybody, if we work together with it, is going to be more seamless. So thank you very much, Sherry.
You're most welcome. Thank you, everyone, as well.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. So next up,
Hey,
guys.
Kenny.
Indeed. Next. Go ahead, Jordan. Go ahead, brother.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you. Didn't want to interrupt, but I figured, just to kind of help Sherry with the Autobot magic, because this is something that I wanted to, bring up separately. When you go to the Autobot manager chat, if you have that no licensing issue, or if you need to get your account switched, or you've been waiting for your application for about 4 to 5 days, just to help with the organization, what I would recommend to do when you format your response on the Autobot management, put in your name, put in your account number that you assigned to the Autobot, put in your email, and then put in the reason for your post. That particular format is, in my opinion, is going to really help Sherry, figure out exactly to the T what we need to do to make sure we get you on the right path. And I will say this, just communicating with Sherry over the past couple of days, because we've worked very closely together, Sherry has done one heck of an incredible job. She will continue to do one heck of an incredible job, and is really helping our Autobot approval process get very streamlined for everybody. So I need to really commend Sherry on an incredible job that she's doing so far, and the incredible job that she'll continue to do for the entirety of G.O.B.E Trade House. A big prop, Sherry.
Thank you so much, Jordan. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Most definitely. Thank you, Jordan, for all of your hard work as well in the customer support chat, keeping the communication. Everybody knows how hard Jordan has been working in the chat. So also be patient with Jordan as well throughout the day as you come to him with any issues that he can help you resolve, or any questions. Okay, so it's kind of him and the entire trade community. So you know, he's gonna have to separate and try to help everybody one by one. All right, but he's doing a great job so far. So definitely shout out to you, Jordan, for all your hard work on the customer support. You're doing an amazing job with that as well. All right.
And it's not just me. I've noticed that also some of our other leaders have been stepping up in the support chat too. I have noticed that, and some of the leaders have also helped on questions. So it's not just me. I definitely want to make sure that I commend everyone that has either helped in answering a question of that nature. So, you know, everyone in that aspect should also deserve their commendment as well. Definitely want to make sure I spread the credit where credit is due.
Most definitely. And that's just part of you being a humble leader. You always give it right back every time someone gives it to you. So that is that's a great quality that you have, brother, that I've noticed. So what I want to do before I start getting into our other topics, I want to see if we could do a quick trade review on Euro USD tonight and see what lesson that we can learn from that particular trade. So I want to go ahead and bring up our brother Joe Threats and see if he could go ahead and do a screen share on EU, and let's see what happened on that trade, and let's see what type of lesson we can learn there. So, Joe, are you? Well, I guess you are on. There goes your screen right there. How you feeling this morning, brother?
I'm feeling fine. You know, it's always a hard thing to like, you know, go over a trade with someone, especially if they lost money on it. But if you lost money on it, hopefully you can gain some knowledge from it, which is gonna be more priceless at the end of the day. So I do have Euro USD pulled up, and I'm gonna go through it with everyone. So basically what we see here, we have our zones marked up, our support and resistance basically. And our first thing that we ask ourselves is, what are we looking for in this situation? Being that we're in the downtrend, it's a bearish trend, we're looking for sales. And so that was the first thing I want to ask myself. That's one of our first confirmations. From there, what we do is actually go in a little bit deeper and find out what's the best entry point. So as we go in a little bit deeper, we go to the hour time frame and see the price, like the resistance, support, and things of that nature to get, you know, tighter, you know, entry points. From there, we go to about the 30-minute time frame. And what I have marked up here is actually the candlestick that we got in on. So you see right now that it was a very bearish candlestick. Let me go back out so you can see our parameter set real quick. Let's see if I can do this. All right, so you see my parameters that I have set. It was the same ones that were sent out on the chat. Basically, scoot over some more. All right, so the stop loss everyone knows is red. So I put that price in right here. This is our stop loss area. Our entry point was this blue line. Our take profit was this green line. That was our take profit. And so when we enter that trade, like I said, this is the candlestick that we entered on. And what we do from there, we actually look at our confirmations. Our other confirmation is our EMAs and our buy signal and sell signals. So since we were looking for sales, we clicked on our analyzer, our sniper analyzer, and it also gave us a sell. So that was that other confirmation that tells me, okay, this is a great time to take this trade. The other reason being that if I scoot back a little bit, we had an hour candlestick that closed below our blue EMA. And you can see that right here in this candlestick here. And it was still below our previous resistance line. So that was our confirmation there. So like I said, we go back to our 30-minute time frame to find that sniper entry point, which it was a sniper entry point, of course, because of the fact that as soon as we got into the trade, we was all in profit. And so what happened was we enter right here at this blue entry at this price here of 1.2147. Let me do this so we can kind of get another visual. Put in my short. All right. So this is how we set up our stop loss and kind of get a visual of our stop loss and also our take profit area. If I can fix it. If not, I'm not gonna worry about it. All right, so we know anything in this area was our profit area. So I'm gonna do a rewind and let it play out and kind of see how everything progressed from there. All right, so around this arrow, like I said, that candlestick is when we enter the trade. So I'm gonna let it play out and we watch how it rolled. So we was patient. If you see, we had a buy real quick. We was patient, and then we got that sell signal coming up soon. Because we could have got in early, but we wanted to be patient and wait for that sniper entry point. Let me let it keep playing. So this was the candlestick where we got in the profit on this nice bearish candlestick. And we see right now we was already floating in the profit, within 10 minutes of the trade. We floated in the profit pretty much for a couple of hours. And then this is when that patience started kicking in because we got back to our entry point basically. At that point, I was still confident in the trade because of the fact that our candlestick was closing below the moving average lines, which I was comfortable with. Let it play out some more. And then now this is when everything, the panic attack happens. And so honestly, I was still confident because I knew my last level of resistance was this moving average line here. It had a nice bullish candlestick that kind of showed a lot of momentum. And we also got a buy signal on the 30-minute time frame here. So at that point, I think in the band app, I actually told everyone to move their stop loss up a little bit more if possible, which they still had time to do. But honestly, as you let it play out and see, it continued to rise up and it hit TP or it hit stop loss. And I was confident, honestly, with the stop loss being set there because it had to take a lot of action for this to actually break past our moving average lines, break past our 10 and 50 moving average lines to come all the way up to our stop loss, which was about a 18 pip stop loss, honestly. So that's why the stop loss was set that at that price or whatever. And I'm gonna let it play out some more because I believe Chica said that she let her stop loss go. And so she woke up in the morning, she was getting close back to her entry point, which is in this area. She actually showed a lot of patience if she stayed in around this point, which she, like I said, she stayed in. But she started working her way back down. Got back to our entry point. Now we're back in a profit. So if you was able to take the stop loss off, if you're not an intermediate trader, you'll be able to take your stop loss off and just let it ride out, especially if you have a lot of patience and if your risk management is proper. So now we're back into profit. And I believe she said she was about 2 pips away from hitting TP. And we're about to see that in this next candlestick here. So it wicked out a little bit, but if you had your TP or you had your trailing stop loss set, you could have stayed in profit or actually closed out earlier. Our goal was to get 10 pips. Let me go back. If anybody just saw the candlestick that wick, it was about maybe 1 or 2 pips away from our take profit area. And then it's coming up on where we're at now, which is going back up a little bit for another buy. But we definitely already hit our stop loss. But the reason why our stop loss was here because it was going to take a lot for it to get past this point. If we would have had this stop loss set way above here, it would have. I would have probably you would have still hit because honestly that would have been around 30 pips or so. So having a conservative stop loss saved us about another. Let me see how many pips. Another 14 pips or so. So that would have been about 34, 35 pips stop loss. And then, like I said, that's the reason why that stop loss is where it was at. But also, I think Michelle mentioned earlier about how to trail your stop, how to trail your take profit basically. From what you basically do is once you enter a trade and you're in a profit really well, what you can do is simply move your price. Let's say your price was here, and now you move your. Let me not move this one. You'll move your stop loss now down to, let's say, maybe 2 pips or so, 2 or 3 pips away from the current price. That way, if it draws back, which it did, you're able to at least protect 2 or 3 pips and then just live to see the next trade. So if your charts are marked up, I always stress this a lot. If your charts are marked up and you know your zones and your support and resistance lines, you're able to at least save your profit. I know everybody has trust in us about sending out the parameters. But our goal and Kenny goal is always to say we want to create as many master traders as possible. So eventually, some point we'll all be able to get there to where if you were in profit, in the first 10 minutes of that trade, you'll be able to move your trailing stop loss into a take profit area and protect your investments basically. So that's my analysis on Euro USD. Honestly, I'm gonna ban this one for myself because Euro USD hasn't been good for us in the run with the bag challenge, but that's another story. Let's stay positive. I hope everyone learned from this. And let's move on to the next trade.
Yes, absolutely. That was an excellent trade review. Now, let me guys tell you something, okay? I'm gonna tell you 2 things. Okay. Number one, if we would have won this trade, we would have just probably just cashed out and just moved on to the next trade. We really wouldn't have had this much of a detailed review. Okay. This is why you have to see your losses and you have to review your losses, okay, as much as you would review your wins. So you can figure out why you lost the trade, okay? Because whenever you're trading Forex and you don't necessarily understand why you want to trade or why you lost a trade, then it feels like gambling. But you can take calculated risk and you can see what happened on both sides of the fence. Now, let me ask you guys a question. Now, what's one thing you could have done here to win this, to avoid the loss on the trade? Okay, I see 2 things here. 2 things that you could have done. I'm going to say one thing that you could have done to win this trade. Okay, so next time we're in this type of scenario, no, not necessarily bought, I'm talking about this particular trade. That's the easy answer. There you go. Okay, we got one person move my SL as soon I was in profit. Take satisfactory profits. Okay. Now, one thing you could have done immediately, once we went 8 pips in profit, moving stop loss at 5 pips off the jump. Next time you guys see yourself shooting in profit, secure your profits, moving stop loss. So if it pulls back, all you're going to do is cash out and then you can come back in if you want to for a better entry point and to move that trade into profit. That's one way we could avoid it instead of just depending on the market and hoping that it doesn't go bipolar, which it did, right? You could protect yourself, which is to add a trailing stop loss. Okay, that's one thing you could do to actually make sure and guarantee you win the trade, because that was a great entry point initially. Once we got in, we were 8 pips in profit. If you're about 1 to 2 to 3 pips away from TP, add a trailing stop loss. And Joe, if you could move that red trend line on where, for example, on whenever we got into that on that long bearish candle, move that red trend line where you could have added a trailing stop loss, right about there.
Really? Yeah, right about here.
Right there, we would have been good to go. You could add a trailing stop loss to your trade. Now, what's another thing that you could have done? The other thing you could have done is, again, we had a couple people do it. I actually removed my stop loss as well, but there you go, Chica. You could either remove your stop loss or give yourself a bigger cushion. Now, personally, I think that's the one adjustment we could have made on this trade, because Joe, check this out. Take that, try to pull your stop loss around 35 pips. Let's see where it's at from our entry point.
And while I do that, a quick note too. This is my fault on the parameter set. Okay, everyone. I'll take blame for that. I don't mind. But we had our entry point at this number here, right? So we're going for a sell. 10 pips from this would have been 35, wait, 40, 37, I'm sorry. So that 37 actually would have been in this area right here where this green line is at. So it would have wicked out and possibly hit our TP. But yeah, Kenny was talking about 30 pips from
let's pull it back 35 to 40 pips and see where it's at.
let me do my shit.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, short would do it from our entry. Keep going, 35 pips. Usually we got around a 35 pip stop, bam. Now, if you pull back a little bit, see where that next resistance is, where that stop loss is. If you pull the screen back some, you see that it's up there right at our last resistance mark, right? So right at resistance, a 35 pip stop loss, we would have been secured. We'd still be in this trade right now, riding it for a swing. Okay, this is why you want to have big cushions, small pip goals. Big cushion, small pip goals. Because again, this thing had to break a lot of rules to pull back, break our moving averages, then to hit our resistance mark. Well, it didn't hit resistance. It's just that we had about an 18 to 20 pip stop loss, which on the trades that we do, we need to have a bigger stop loss. That way we could, to prevent pullbacks, especially when our marks are this good. These were great marks. And I could assure you guys, if we give this trade a couple more, probably throughout the day or maybe until tomorrow, you're going to see this thing drop to a new zone on a sell, and it probably will never hit that 35 pip SL. So and so that's why you want to make sure if you want to get into a trade for that quick swing, we want to get those 10 pips quick, right? That would be great. However, you need to protect yourself for both. You need to protect yourself for the potential swing and the scalp. So just in case, that's why we trade with the trend. Because when you're trading with the trend, you know that if it turns into a swing trade, you're secure long-term to ride that wave on the trend. Okay. So this is where the patience comes into play. Give yourself a big cushion, small pip goal, trade with our 8 confirmations, and we should be okay. So there's a couple things we could have done here to avoid the loss. We would still be in the trade, but if we didn't lose, you wouldn't have learned the lesson. Okay.
And another thing, Kenny, just to
So
point out everybody,
go ahead, brother.
if you see that we was creating lower highs and lower lows and another lower low, another lower high, and another lower low, that means we was in a bearish downtrend. But instead of creating another lower high, it ended up creating a higher high. And that was that point where, like I said on the chart, where okay, we broke past our moving average lines. Okay, so once that happens, that's when you know, like, okay, it's a possibility that it's going to go in the other direction. So once it did create that, it created a higher low, and it worked its way up. But we see what ended up happening was it corrected itself basically, and it started creating a lower high, a lower low, and a lower high. So it happens. That's why it's good to mark up your charts for yourself too. But I hope everybody learned something from it.
Oh, absolutely. There's a huge lesson in it. And again, guys, that's why you have to do it. And we do these trade reviews in Go.B Trade House. We want to review the good ones and the ones that went against our rules, so we can see what happened there and how we can avoid it. And that's how you become a better trader, is looking at everything you do. Your wins and losses should both be lessons. All right. Again, I've been trading 4 years, and my first couple years when I was trading, I'm not gonna lie, I was blowing a lot of accounts. You know, I would have some wins, I would have some losses, but my first 2 years were kind of rough. But I didn't give up. I had moments where I took a break, but I didn't give up. I probably transitioned to my demo account, and I started to learn how can I make adjustments. And once I started to narrow down my trading strategy, I started to realize that, hey, I'm winning more than I'm losing. Okay. But there's something that I'm missing here. What is that I'm missing? And for me, it was the psychology factor. the greed, the patience, and the discipline, which is why I created the training on that, because once I was able to get that psychology down, all right, because I was an impatient trader, all right, I would see that red for one day, and I would say, man, you know, I'm just gonna take my losses, I'm gonna cash out, and then the next day, it will go on the trend that I predicted to go on, and I'll be like, dang, if I would have waited, all right, or I would send other people trades, and I would get impatient on my own trade, and then one of my other friends, he's not on, his name is Sean, but he used to take my trades all the time, and I would cash out earlier in my own trades, and he would wake up with like $2,000. And I was like, he fell asleep and was patient. And then I would actually cash out, staying up, micromanaging my trade, getting impatient, like, oh my God, let me go ahead, and then I'll cash out early. It was a psychology thing, but the marks were good. Also, the risk management factor. Once I was able to narrow down the greed, the patience, and the discipline and create a plan, all right, and actually learn how to manage these particular things, because again, guys, about 85% of trading is psychology. Okay, there's a trade there's the actual strategy that you're using, all right, but the psychology factor is the huge part. The market makers are betting on you to be impatient when you're trading, because most traders are for the most part new. Okay, for the most part new. Even if you're a year in the game of trading, you're still a very new trader. Okay, if you think about it from the overall perspective, you're still very new. And I believe probably majority of people inside of Go.B Trade House have not even been here a year yet. Okay, so the question is, how long? And I'm gonna pass it to Carlos here in a moment if he's still on, and Mike Taylor, so they could have their words before we get out of here. The question is, how long do you want to give yourself to master this skill? Okay, how long do you want to give yourself to give yourself a chance to get better? Because if you just got started and you already took a couple losses and you already saying to yourself, I can't do this, or I'm going to quit because I've taken a couple losses and I'm not necessarily going to figure out why I lost and how I could overcome this, all right, to become a better trader. I'm telling you guys, if you're giving yourself 30 days or 2 weeks or 1 week to actually master this skill, you're cutting yourself short. I'm gonna be transparent with you guys right from the jump. You're not gonna be a master trader in 1 month. It's not gonna happen. If you came in thinking that you are, you're cutting yourself short, and someone lied to you. You cannot master this in 30 days. Can you make money in 30 days? Absolutely. Can you actually take these trades we're taking and make money on the Autobot and with our actual trade parameters? Absolutely, just by copy and pasting. But we didn't get into this thing to just copy and paste and make money on autopilot. We got into this thing to master the charts. And if you want to actually become fully independent, eventually we all have to unplug ourselves from the umbilical cord. And the way you do that is to learn how to do this yourself. And the only way you're going to learn how to do this yourself is to go on a path and to get through the ups and downs of what every single master trader has ever gone through. There's never been a trader who's came in and just had 100% streak their whole year or two when they got into trading. It's never happened. All right. Every trader, if you go look at testimonies of the best traders in the world, they've lost thousands of dollars trying to learn this skill, some even millions. Okay. And but they didn't give up, because once you learn this skill, if you lost $100,000, you can make $100,000 a day. Think about that, guys, once you master this skill. So you have to understand, it's not about how much you're losing. There's a lot of people who go to college. How many people in here has spent $30,000 to $50,000 on a college degree and it's not paying you right now the potential that Forex could pay you? Give me a 111 in the chat if you put
Absolutely.
on a college degree and it has no potential for you to make $50,000 a day. Give me a 111 in the chat. Let me put a whole bunch of ones. All right. So my question is this: if you haven't lost $50,000 yet, why do you want to give up? Because you already lost $50,000, and it's not going to give you a chance to get what we're going to get in the Forex world. If you're not going to give yourself a chance in this, as much as you gave yourself a chance on the debt we took out for a college loan, why would you give yourself not an equal chance in a $7.7 trillion a day industry? Give yourself an equal chance that you gave yourself on your college degree. Give yourself an equal chance that you give 8 hours a day on your 9 to 5, but don't give 2 hours a day for chart time. Give yourself an equal chance to win, because you're dedicating. Where are we investing our time to get better? Okay. And if you invest your time in this market, if you get addicted to this skill, it doesn't matter how much you lost, because you could get it all back in a day. Okay. And I assure you guys, if you stick with G.O.B.E Trade House and you give yourself a year commitment in this business, you will leave the end of the year making more money than you ever did in your whole entire life. But if you don't make it to that year, how would you ever know? All right, so let me go ahead and pass it to Carlos
Kenny,
Khan. He's still
Kenny,
on?
Kenny, excuse me.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, before we go there, I'm just wanted to cover something about the Autobot. You know, we all want to get master the trading, but we want to master this Autobot so we have our settings and stuff correct.
Absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
know what I'm saying? We talk a lot about the trading and marking up charts, but some of us just trying to get the Autobot settings right.
Okay. Well, Eugene, we'll touch a little bit more on the Autobot after Carlos and Mike Taylor speak, if you don't mind, sir.
Yes, sir.
Let me go ahead and bring Carlos on if he's still on. Carlos, are you on?
Come on, can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, sir. I hear you.
Perfect. You know, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of people have a lot of questions, you know, and the good thing about it is that, you know, all these questions are going to get answered. Obviously, you know, the Autobot has only been here for what, you know, less than 2 weeks right now, you know, so this process is a process, you know, it's no different than when it comes to trading. All right. One thing that you need to have vision for when it comes to what we're doing is long-term vision. Okay. Long-term vision. This is very important when it comes to anything in life. You know, if you're going to be a professional basketball player, professional in anything in life, you need to have long-term vision. You know, when it comes to this bot, long-term vision. Okay. Now, don't get lazy when it comes to your analysis. Okay. Something that comes down to your trading, when it comes to your trading platforms and everything we're doing, is don't get lazy when it comes to reading your charts, when it comes to marking up your charts, especially if you're here for the long run, you know, and you need to learn how to manage your emotions. The truth of the matter is that you cannot be weak-minded when it comes to Forex or when it comes to trading anything in the financial markets, is that you cannot let your emotions be the catalyst, you know, to your decision-making when it comes to trading. You have to be able to be emotionless, you know. Let your chart reading and your analysis determine where you're going to end up, you know, without tying in your emotions. You know, there's going to be people that are weak-minded. No offense to anybody out there, but you cannot be weak-minded when it comes to trading in these charts, when it comes to this industry. Okay. Now, a lot of people have big lot dreams, you know, but you don't have big lot emotions. Okay. You have these big lot dreams. Oh, I want to put in $20 lots, $50 lots, you know, but you still haven't been able to manage your little lot emotions, right? All right. This comes down to you be having control of your inner desire. Okay. Once again, that comes down to long-term vision. Okay. Everything comes down to long-term vision. By the way, I'm not going to take a lot of time, you know, because I know time is very important. And D, I know you had a question about Power Hour, the Power Hour flyer. I should have it done within the next few hours. All right. So we can go ahead and have that out of the way. one thing that I want to talk about right now too is, what do actual successful people do? What do successful people do? I'm not going to go over everything, you know, but did you know that 50% of successful people actually get up 3 hours or 4 hours before the day starts? Okay. Another thing that they do is that they read more books than the average individual. You know, they're feeding themselves. Okay. They're feeding themselves. Okay. They also take at least 1 hour a day on self-focus, self-meditation. You know, it's a way to come back congruent with yourself, be at one with yourself. You have to be at one with yourself, you know, to do anything in this world, you know. But one thing that most successful people actually do, and is extremely important, is that they are not cheap when it comes to investing in knowledge. Okay. Invested in knowledge. First, I want to go ahead and give kudos to everybody that's part of Go.B Trade House, because this is an investment. You know, it is a tax write-off, but it is an investment. Okay. And then the amount of knowledge that you're going to get here, you're not going to find on YouTube. You're not going to find in a book, you know, because you're actually dealing with people's emotions. You're dealing with people's demeanor. You're dealing with people's character. Okay, you're getting to actually get involved with the community. You know that there's communities out there that charge $1,000 a month, $1,000 a month for what you get for $100. You know, and I believe that we actually give out more than $1,000 worth of value, especially for everything that we're releasing, everything that we're bringing to the table. Okay, you cannot be cheap in the process of actually learning this knowledge. Okay. You know, because one of the main things that you should do as an entrepreneur, as a person in the foreign exchange market, is you learn from people's mistakes. Okay. That's been one of my main ways of learning in this world. All right. I find knowledge of a person that's actually had knowledge of business or trading for over 80 years. I go ahead and I dive into the information and I look at their mistakes and I go ahead and figure out what their mistakes were, so I don't go ahead and embark on those same mistakes. Now, the truth of the matter is that everybody's journey is different. Okay. Everybody's journey is different. The way that you learn may not be the way that I learn. There's some people that have photographic memory. That's not my case. I am not a photographic memory guy. You know, sometimes I may go ahead and reach out to some of my my other partners and I say, hey, I'm having trouble with this quick little design. I'm having a design block. You know, what should I put here? What should I do there? Right? Some people are really good at photographic memory. Me, I take copious notes. I take a whole bunch of notes and then I have to go over it and over it and over it again until finally I have my aha moment. You know, so I don't want you to come in here into Go.B Trade House and start looking at how quick Joe learned the charts, how quick Chica became an empowered woman. You know, the same with D. How did she become so credible? You know, I want you to look at yourself in the mirror and actually realize that you are in your own journey. Okay, you didn't come in here to learn this within the next year. This is a lifetime deal. Okay. A person will come in here and they'll sit there and they'll take 2 trades, lose two out of 3 and say, oh my God, this is too much. I have to agree with Kenny. Look, there's a truth of the matter. If you go on a winning spree, that's actually worse for you. That's actually bad for you. If you're going on a winning spree over and over and over again, that's not necessarily strategy. What that is luck. That's luck. Okay, we don't want you to be lucky. We want you to be strategic when it comes to trading Forex. You know, that's the point of actually investing in the knowledge. 1, so you have trading strategies, and 2, trading style. Okay, that's the importance of actually becoming part of Go.B. So you go ahead and start gaining some trading strategy and trading style. But the best of the best of the best traders have to lose. You have to lose, because that's the best way that you're going to go ahead and learn from your mistakes, is that you have to lose. If you're coming in here thinking that you're not going to take any losses, you're in for a hurdle of fire jump ropes. You know, like it's just unrealistic. It's unrealistic to come into this foreign exchange market and think that you're just going to win all the time. That's not the way that it's panned out. You need to learn from your mistakes. And as you can see from the leaders, yeah, last night, you know, because maybe the stop loss wasn't far enough, so on and so forth, maybe some people took a loss. Some people like Chica, she took a win because she made a strategic analysis on her own. You know, that comes from actually looking at the charts. That doesn't come from luck. That comes from actually learning what you're doing. And all this is a process, okay? So that's basically all I want to talk about. And the last and final thing for the people that are building, for the people that haven't been out here and that you brought in 1 person, 2 people, 3 people, 10 people, all right? Make sure that you file your W-9, okay? In the back office. You have to file your W-9. If you do not file your W-9, you cannot be paid out, okay? You have to file your W-9. All right, it's for tax purposes. We all have to pay taxes, you know, and I need you to go ahead and fill out your W-9. Okay, with that being said, that's my time. You know, I'm a firm believer that Coffee with G.O.B.E should be for an hour. We're at 11:16, you know, so I'm going to go ahead and hand it back over to you, Kenny. Kenny, great job. Joe, great job. Great job for everybody out there that's investing in yourselves, you know, to actually learn what we're talking about. You're not going to find us anywhere else, because especially at our price point, especially the fact that you get to be part of a community, you know. So with that being said, Kenny, the floor is yours.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. That was great information, guys. All right, about being strategic, the psychology. All right, and also being a realist. You have to be a realist. There's always going to be a turnover ratio, no matter what you do. Okay. And again, Carlos made a good point. You know, coming out the gates and actually going on long winning streaks without any losses, it can work against you, because you're not really learning, because you're continuously winning, and it's not realistic to always win. You're going to lose. It's just a matter of how you manage those losses. All right. So the turnover ratio is always going to be more, where you're going to have more wins than your losses. Okay. So other than that, Joe, I wanted to ask you a question here. I wanted to ask you a question. By any chance, do you have your Autobot set up on your computer that you're sharing?
Yeah, and I was gonna do a quick when we have a live training in a few minutes. I was gonna go over it, but I do. Let me see here.
If you could, just
Yeah.
for some of the people like Eugene just had a question about the parameters and things of that nature. Joe had a good day yesterday. I think he said you went with like 32 for 36 or something like that. I haven't set up my Autobot on my new laptop yet. Otherwise, I share my screen. So maybe if you want to share your screen, is Mike Taylor on, brother, or you already went ahead and did your thing?
No, I'm on. I'm still on. But hey, I'm with Carlos. We don't want to make this call too long, so there's been more than enough sauce poured out today. So I just say this: 5:30 Central Time, I will have the team building call today. So I just say what I got to say for there. Carlos, we still doing Power Hour tonight at 8 p.m.
Yeah, Power Hour is going to be from here on out. Power Hour will be Tuesdays and Thursdays, consistently Tuesdays on Thursdays on G.O.B.E Zoom. So we are moving everybody towards the website, most likely by tomorrow or the next day. So everybody prepare to no longer see Coffee with G.O.B.E on regular Zooms or your live sessions on regular Zooms. The only thing that's going to be on Zooms, on G.O.B.E Zoom, is going to be a Power Hour. And we will be changing the password and all that extra stuff. You know, we're giving everybody that little grace period before we go ahead and shift everybody into the site. You know, so Power Hour Tuesdays and Thursdays, where I go ahead and go over the overview, the presentation, the compensation plan, and where you could go ahead and invite people that you love and care about and let them know that you're not going to get, you know, what we have at our price point, you know, compared to everybody else out there. You know, so make sure you invite tonight at 8 p.m. It's short. It's going to be simple, because right afterwards, the goal is to go ahead and end it at 30 minutes or at 8:30. So we could go ahead and get people enrolled so they could go ahead and attend the first live session 30 minutes afterwards at 9 p.m. You know, so we're going to make it a power half an hour, right? All right. Go ahead, Mike. Floor is yours.
Hey, that's pretty much it, man. You covered it, man. See you guys on the calls tonight. Kenny, the floor is yours, brother.
Absolutely. And I'm about to pass it to Joe, but I just want to say quickly that G.O.B.E Zoom will also be used as a backup for just in case if there's any technical difficulties, then we'll be able to announce and say, hey, this is on G.O.B.E Zoom tonight. All right. So it'll still always be there, but mainly we want everybody to go to the members there for all of our services. All right. So Joe, yes, if you want to share your parameters and your experience. So those who are wanting to potentially have these type of results on the Autobot, you might want to pull out a pen and a piece of paper so you can write down these parameters. And also this is being recorded as well. So Joe, go ahead, brother.
All right, cool. What's up, everybody? Again, just to kind of go with my my parameters that I have set that I used yesterday since the market opened back up. First of all, in order to get to your parameters, you can click on your smiley face, and you'll know your smiley face is on by the or if your smiley face is on. Let me start all over. If it's smiling, you'll know that your bot is working for you. Okay. If you have auto trading off, it's going to be not running for you. But this is what I have so far. With my inputs, I've been doing anywhere between 5 pips. That's my goal for my take profit is 5 pips. And right now, just using the small account size to, for testing purposes, I've actually been doing a 10-cent lot size, and I've been doing a 30 pip stop loss. It's rarely that it's hit that area, which only is hit because I've had a buy and a sell in the same signal on the same pair, basically. But these are my parameters that I have set. In order to switch your, like William was talking about earlier, if you getting stuck on the buy and the sell, which basically means sell stands for, or sell is for short, buy is for long. So if you've seen that you are getting on all these trades and it's the same pair with this a buy and a sell, you can simply just go to buys only. And then from there, you better just have the market scan for buys only, or in the other terms, long only, or short only. So only for sales. And if you did want to actually look at the charts for a minute, you can see that this is a nice bullish uptrend. So if you want to get in and use the buy to where you wanted to look for only longs in the market, you can click on the comment tab, and then from there, click OK. And then now, since we're riding that uptrend, you can possibly get in on more buy situations. But
Joe,
what's
Joe,
up?
quickly, can you just repeat that one more time and show folks how you just click that setting to put it on long short? Just to
Okay.
click. What did you click to get there?
So clicking on the smiley face is going to give us to our input experts folder. From there, you can see where my take profit and stop loss is set at right now is at 30 pips stop loss, 5 pip take profit. Comment, that's going to be the tab that you're going to use for setting your longs and your shorts. And basically, like I said, since we're on a nice uptrend, William has actually been playing with it and actually taking buys on when it's in an uptrend. So what he's been doing is putting it on long. And when he put it on long, he's going to scan the market for only long opportunities for this pair. And you simply just press OK, and then now it's going to allow you to trade and then go from there.
So Joe, before you leave that, does that have to be set on each pair for the long or short?
I haven't got that far yet, but I believe so. Let me see. Let me go to another pair and see. So that's on long right there. We got it saved. That was Audi CAD. We'll go to Chef. So no, you have to individually do each one.
Okay.
So yeah, you go to comment tab and you'll be able to switch from long to short, or long and short, which is what it's set at now. And that's gonna eliminate all the losses that you can have basically by canceling one of your trades out because it hits a stop loss. So and let me see if I can show you some of my little mini results here.
I have a question about where you set your pips for your stop loss.
What about it?
So like before for take profit, you have 5 pips, and then stop loss you have 30.
Correct. And the reason being,
that's if you. And is that just for a buy? Like if it was a sell, would you do the opposite?
Yeah, and honestly, the reason being is the market doesn't really move more than 20 to 25 pips in a direction that often. Just like we do with our own analogies. Let me back up on our own confirmations. So with that being said, I'm able to actually go in and set it at 25 stop loss. And being that we're on a 30-minute time frame, it's not going to swing that much in a 30-minute time frame. So sometimes what I do is I go back to my trading view. If I get entered on a trade and I'm in front of my computer, I go mark up my charts myself if it's not already marked up, just to see, you know, what's the support and resistance basically, because that's going to help me determine how much is a possibility it can go in the other direction. So if I have my parameters set with, like I said, 20 to 25 pips, 30 pips, stop loss, but I'm only needing 5 pips, that's my, like I said, that's my goal, 5 pips. If I get that on my take profit every time, I'm fine with that. And let me see if I can show you my stuff. Signals, alerts, account history. All right, so if you see, I don't think it's in chronological order. Let me see if I can fix that. But we'll just look at it. So if you see my trade history, you'll see I was entered on a buy and a sell, and they both pretty much cancel each other out. Let me go to time. All right, here we go. All right, this is better. So now this is starting back from yesterday. If I go to the 12th or 11th. So I put in at this first trade here was the USD chef. You see I was entered on a buy and a sell. I lost on one trade and I won the other one, basically because it was the same pair. Again, it happened with the chef JPY. I lost because it hit my stop loss and I won on that one. Same with let me see what this is. AudiCAD, I lost on that one, but I won on this one with the sell. So this was a sell here and the buy here. That's why that one canceled out. This one is an AudiCAD. I guess it probably entered me at the same time, so it was another sell. But like I said, we had a buy that I won on. Pound USD, you see if I had hit my stop loss on one, but I got my stop loss. I got my take profit on another. And then the last one I lost was the Audi USD, and I won on it as well with the buy. And I think I had the same thing with Euro USD. I had a buy and a sell, and I see where I done how like they keep canceling each other out basically. And then AudiCAD one more time.
So Joe, were you changing the like you just talked about the long and the short, or were you doing that then?
I haven't yet. So that was gonna be my day two. This is day two for me. Actually, doing that process.
I got it.
I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't want to miss out on any trades as far as like setting buys only or sales only. So this is my first day. I was going to eventually go back into because I have about 12 pairs that have the bot looking at right now. So 3, 6, 9, 12. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. 30 pips for myself right now is my stop loss, 5 pip take profit. And I'm only looking at about 12 pairs because I'm pretty sure if I can do these 12 pairs, I can be pretty successful at it. For all my data people, let me see if I can open it back up. For my data people, it kind of gives you a breakdown of your actual exposure to the pairs. And you can see which pairs do well for you as well. So USD during this time of the day, we're in the US market, so it's going to be moving a whole lot faster. So if you want to use pairs based off of their current home, basically, that can probably be beneficial to you. I don't have enough data yet to give you a good analysis, but again, you can see JPY. I run that during the evening time around 8 p.m. to possibly around the London session. And so the Asian session does well for me right now with the pairs that I have. And then you can see that they do well for my buys actually. So let me move this out the way. So you can kind of get a breakdown of like your different pairs that work for you for your long positions in blue basically. And like I said, I haven't played with everything yet, but these are some of the small things I'm tweaking every day to kind of like see what's going to be the best for the bot. And like I said, everybody bringing something to the table. I think even though I feel like we're doing really well with cracking this code in a matter of a week and a half, just imagine about 2 weeks from now, everybody putting their brains together and finding their own strategy that works for them. So,
Great work.
yeah, I think I stopped sharing my screen.
Yes,
One other
indeed.
thing, Joe, on your back on the other part of your MT4 page, when you're going in with the, where it was the common, something in there I want to ask about. Go to the inputs. Yeah, further down the page, it says something. Yeah, the MT4 alert and one thing down below that. Yeah, MT4 alert and push notifications. Is that what happens when a screen pops up and it's about to take a trade? Is that's what's doing that? I'm just trying to figure out so I won't have to confirm yes or okay or anything when the bot is about to take a trade.
Yeah, you don't have to confirm it. Once it scans the market and gives you that perfect confirmation, it does it by itself. So honestly, I haven't touched none of these settings.
Right. I was just trying to figure why was I getting it was set right, but I still got something that popped up on the screen.
Yeah, I just
And I
pressed
didn't know
okay,
where
honestly.
it was okay, because I didn't know where it was going to still take the trade if I'm asleep or something and it didn't do, and that screen popped up.
No, the purpose of the Autobot is for you to be sleeping and making a lot of money. So now you don't have to worry about pressing okay to confirm that trade with the Autobot.
Okay. All right, I just wasn't sure what was causing that, so just want to be sure.
Yeah, and like I said, everyone, this is what's working for me so far. You've seen, like I said, the only losses that I had were pretty much the ones where the pairs were in for a buy and a sell. Other than that, it was a nice little streak I'm on right now, as far as my stop loss and my take profit. And I just imagine in my mind about having 5 pips and doing a larger lot size in the next couple of weeks once I fine tune my strategy.
Oh, and I had someone ask me, can we use a different broker other than Hugo's Way with the bot?
Yeah, I know it's people using the KOT as well. So you can use whichever broker that you prefer in your account.
Okay.
So, and I see this is on the H4.
Hey, real quick, Joe, if we do use a different broker, is there a chance that, it might pop up no license with a different account, right?
Possibly, yes. So that's why Miss Sherry should be able to be in play with you and Jordan. So I think you contact Jordan first and let them know that you're switching brokers. And then from there you can go about getting a different bot.
And it has to be one broker per paid profile. So, but we don't mind if you want to switch your broker. You just have to reach out to Sherry, and she'll go ahead and find your old profile, take that one out, and then she'll add your new broker on. So that's no problem. It just has to be a kind of a 1-by-1 scenario. But we definitely don't mind doing that as well. Okay.
And one quick tip on the making sure that you have the Autobot set up correctly with your Windows program. Say that you're doing on Hugo's Way. Go onto the Hugo's Way broker website and download MetaTrader 4 from there. Same thing with KOT Forex. They'll have a download section with their own MT4 program. Download it from there. That is because you're going to get the MT4 version specifically for that broker. I believe if you do the general download, it's not going to work as well, or it'll prompt you to download MetaTrader 5. So to save yourself that hassle, remember to download the MT4 strictly from the broker website.
Absolutely. So that's something very important as well. It definitely has to be the exact same broker. So you definitely download it from their particular website. Other than that, guys, we're going to go ahead and bring this call to a close. We kind of went about 30 minutes over, but I think it was a lot of necessary questions that we got out. A lot of powerful information within this Coffee with G.O.B.E call. That's why it's important to attend Coffee with G.O.B.E, because you never know what we're going to go over. And you never know, it could be that one thing that could change your trading strategy, right, to take your to success. So with that being said, guys, again, this has been recorded. We'll go ahead and post this in the chat. And I think, Joe, you had something to say before we close out?
In 15 minutes, we can hop back on if anybody want to go over basic support and resistance and market structure. So we'll do like a 30-minute call on that where people can ask questions and things of that nature.
Thank you, Joe, for taking your time out to do this. We all appreciate this. I think I can speak for everybody.
No problem.
Don't forget to
Thank you
invite
very
people
much.
to Power
So
Hour
thank you,
tonight.
everybody.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
Thank you for all.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you, Joe, for wanting to do that. And we got some more information coming soon on some more live study sessions that we're going to go over that could be in addition to what we do inside of Go.B Trade House. So very excited about the future. We'll see everybody on the Power Hour. Also, our live Asian session at 9 o'clock, and we still got a London tonight at 2 a.m. One more thing, too, before I close out, guys. I posted yesterday, the Band app is about to get deleted today. The old Band app, we have a lot of old information there from our old company, and there's a lot of inactive members in there that are not necessarily a part of the new Go.B Trade House independent platform. So we have to delete that old Band app. So very soon after this call, the old Band app will be deleted, the one that has almost 1,000 members in it. And we're just going to focus on the paid members chat Band app. Also, all of the other chats that have the community in there that are not paid member chats also will be removed as well, and in the old Signals chats as well. So all of just the paid services will remain very soon after this call, and the old Facebook page will be archived, the one with 1.3K members. Same situation with the Band app. A lot of people in there are not necessarily part of our new platform. A lot of old content from our old program, and we're starting fresh, we're starting new, all right? And we're starting with the community that we have here. We want to make sure everybody's community is protected, so there won't be any infiltration inside the community from people who are not necessarily paid and active members, all right? So all that will be removed probably within the next couple hours. So just stay tuned, make sure you're in the paid members chats, and if you have anybody lingering in old chats, let them know that they need to get in these paid members chats and be a part of the community. All right. So peace, everybody. We're signing out. Go be great. Everybody have a great day.
Real quick, the run of the bag challenge, is that still at 9 o'clock, or you said Asian, but I didn't know. I just saw the run of the bag on the schedule on Sunday, so I didn't know.
The run up the bag challenge it could be any session. It's just those are it's a particular signal that we mark up with 10 pips. And these are our most accurate signals that we send out that specifically for your run up the bag challenge compound account. So it could be any session. The run up the bag challenge you see on the calendar at 6 p.m. That is the run up the bag challenge preparation call for people who are getting started and people who want to join in the run up the bag challenge, or people have questions about it. At 6 p.m. on Sunday, we do a preparation call for the run up the bag challenge. So that's what you see on the calendar.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
No problem. No problem, everybody. All right, everybody, go be great, and we'll see you guys in the trade community. Have a great day.
We appreciate y'all.
Stay blessed.